Hi, I'm Chris, 33, and I used to think love was about staying quiet. Not anymore. Last Saturday was my son Leo's 10th birthday. He got a leftover cupcake and a card that said, "Be more like Golden One." Everyone laughed. I pretended I wasn't upset. That night, I packed a bag, took my kid, and left with $50 and a backpack full of anger. A week later, my mom called, sobbing. "It's urgent. Come back." We didn't know that. But I did. I paint houses for a living. Not the HGTV kind. I'm talking rotted porch steps, landlords who want beige because it hides smoke damage, single moms who trade sweat equity for half-day rates. I've memorized 47 shades of off-white, and can tape trim in my sleep. My apartment is a 2-bedroom above a deli. 1 room for Leo, 1 for me and my brushes. We've got a calendar on the fridge with dots, blue for jobs, yellow for school breaks, red for rent due. Leo thinks it's art. I think it's hope in grid form. I asked my family months in advance for one day. Just one. May 18th is Leo's birthday. We're doing something small. Donuts at the park. Maybe fly a kite. My sister, Tara, texted back. Schedules are tricky. What she meant was, we've got plans for Ethan. Ethan is her son. 11. His party was the same day. She called it a pre-birthday bash, because next weekend was inconvenient. She rented a bounce house, hired a DJ, catered barbecue, and printed a banner that read Golden One, in gold foil. No joke. It was literally hanging above the grill. Leo showed up with a gift he bought for Ethan. Pokemon sleeves. Paid for them with his own allowance. Wrapped it himself with edges so jagged they looked like geography. Ethan barely said thanks. When present time came, Ethan got a drone, a Nerf sniper rifle, and a brand new iPhone. The box slid across the table like a promise. Everyone clapped. Leo got a leftover cupcake with smeared frosting and a card that said, "Work harder. Smile more. You'll get there." My mom clapped. People laughed. Leo tried not to cry. Tara toasted Ethan with a mimosa. "To the Golden One." I stood and said I needed the bathroom. Instead, I stared at myself in the hallway mirror and thought, I'm going to remember every second of this. When I came back, Ethan was opening Leo's gift. He didn't look up. Leo leaned into me and whispered, "I'm sorry." "For what?" I asked. "For not being enough to get a real party." That line broke something deep. Quiet, like drywall splitting behind paint. I knelt beside him and said, "You're enough every day." "I'm sorry I let anyone make you think otherwise." He nodded. But he didn't believe me. Not in that room. Not with that crown. Not with that card. We drove home in silence. Leo stared out the window. I stared at the red dot on our fridge calendar. One day I asked for 1. At midnight I slid $50 into my pocket, packed a bag, and woke my son. He didn't ask why. He never did at midnight. He just grabbed his sketchbook, his favorite hoodie, and his cars lined up in color order. We took the bus to a short-stay motel near the river. No one laughed there. No one clapped either. But the air was quiet. And for the first time in a long time, my son didn't feel like a shadow. The motel room smelled like lemon cleaner, and old cigarettes trying to apologize. Leo crawled into the first bed and asked, "Is this a trip?" "Yep," I said. "A small one." "Do trips have donuts?" "They do now." I turned off the lamp and stared at the ceiling until my thoughts dried like paint. I wasn't sad. I was resolved. There's a difference. Sad waits. Resolved moves. By morning I had a plan. Well, 3. Plan A: stay invisible, work quietly, save enough, move quietly. Plan B: ask for help. Mr. Ortiz from downstairs had offered once. Lena from the cafe said she had a spare room. Plan C: tell my family the truth and start a war. I wanted to pick A. But Leo deserved C. That week, I worked every job I could. Fences, garages, an apartment stairwell where I had to paint around a kid's science fair volcano. I painted clean lines. No drips. No gaps. The way I wanted life to be. 2 days later Mom called. Her voice was soaked in guilt and performance. "It's childish, Chris. Bring Leo back. We'll make it up to him at Ethan's party next weekend. You can help hang the banner." Banner. For the Golden One. I didn't answer. Instead, I wrote down boundaries in my notes app like job specs. No more paying for Ethan's anything. No more schedule acrobatics for Tara. No more jokes at Leo's expense. No more being told to calm down when someone humiliates my son. No more showing up where we're not wanted. Then I added one more. No more cupcakes that taste like shame. Thursday, Tara texted me herself. Since you're being dramatic, don't worry about Saturday. We've got professionals for Ethan's VIP party anyway. Professionals. I screenshotted it and saved it to a folder called Walls. Friday night, Lena gave me a leftover panini and said, "You look like a man who needs to draw a line." I already did. I said. I just haven't told anyone yet. Then tell them. She said. Use words short like nails. So I did. I texted the family group chat. Leo and I are staying elsewhere. We're safe. Do not contact us unless it's about Leo's health or safety. I won't attend or fund Ethan's party. Stop making jokes about my kid. If you do, we're done. The typing bubbles came up like a slot machine. Mom, don't turn your back on family. We didn't know you were going to be sensitive about the card. Tara, wow. Okay. We'll put you down as no for a Saturday. Can you at least drop off your drill for the photo wall? Dad, be reasonable. Your sister's done a lot for you. I laughed. Quietly. So I wouldn't wake Leo. Then I replied. Facts, not fireworks. Itemized list attached. And I sent them a PDF. 7 years of receipts. Transfers. Cash gifts. A photo of me painting their living room, free, 2 summers ago. A screenshot of Tara asking me to cover the iPhone because you make cash anyway. Then I ended with, if you want access to us again, apologize to Leo in person. No excuses. Stop asking me for money, rides, or free labor. If you think I'm playing, I'm not. Tara replied instantly. You keep receipts now? That's petty. I typed. I keep receipts because you keep rewriting stories. Saturday morning, I made Leo a tower of donuts. 10 rings of glazed chaos, each with a tiny candle. We sat on the grass near the river, just us, a $1 kite from Dollar Value, and enough wind to make it fly sideways. Mr. Ortiz showed up with his dog and juice boxes. Lena brought paper cups and a folding chair. No bounce house, no gold crown. Just neighbors who cared. Leo laughed when the kite took off. Not a performative laugh, not the kind you fake for adults. A full-chested, face-crinkling laugh that said I forgot for a second that people can be cruel. At noon my phone buzzed. Private number. I let it go to voicemail. Then curiosity won. Mom's voice frantic. Chris, it's urgent. Come back. We didn't know that the school would call CPS. CPS? I sat up straight. Leo looked over. What? Nothing, buddy. Keep flying. I played the message again in the motel bathroom, door locked. My mom's voice cracked through the speaker. They said you took Leo without notifying the family. They think you disappeared with him. The school might report it. I told them you'd come back. Please. Don't let this become something it's not. I stared at the mirror. My own face looked unfamiliar. Then I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was textbook. Crisis, guilt, hook. I texted back. I am Leo's custodial parent. You know this. Do not call CPS again. Do not call the school. If you're worried about Leo, ask. If not, stay out of it. Then I emailed the school. Custody docs attached. Current address attached. Contact history with family attached. Neighbor's statement attached. No fireworks. Just facts. Let them try to twist this one. That night, I cut in along a ceiling line at a rental near the highway. Clean edge, steady hand. The radio played a song about people who mistake control for love. I finished the job. I went back to the studio. Leo had drawn a robot holding a cupcake. Above it, in messy kid lettering, he'd written, "Be more like yourself." I stared at that for a long time. The walls of our new place weren't fancy. But they were ours. And we were not going back. Monday, I started my shift at 6 a.m., ladder in one hand, roller in the other. Exterior job on a 2-story with peeling stucco and a view of the overpass. By 2 p.m. I knocked out half the south wall and was back at the motel in time to pick up Leo from the school drop-off spot Lena had arranged. He came out grinning. We did spelling. I got architecture right. That's a hard one, I said. Not if you remember it's like arch and texture had a baby. I laughed. The kid was already smarter than most adults I knew. And funnier. And trying so damn hard not to make noise in a world that stepped over him anyway. We ate leftover tacos on the motel bed, legs crisscrossed, watching an old cartoon on mute while he colored. That night, I checked the burner email I'd made just to peek at the family group chat. Still muted on my phone, but I was curious. Big thread. Tara had posted a party recap. Ethan grinning under a balloon arch. The golden one, cake with edible glitter. A video of the DJ yelling, "Make some noise for the birthday king!" And then the kicker, one last post from Mom. Family isn't perfect, but we love hard. I stared at it. That phrase. I'd heard it my whole life. Love hard. You know what they meant? Love loud. Love expensive. Love conditional. Love that left bruises and then sent you a card saying smile more. You'll get there. I closed the browser. Tuesday morning, Leo asked, "Are we still not going back?" I shook my head. Not unless the rules change. He paused. What are the new rules? I handed him my phone. Showed him the list. He read every line out loud. When he finished, he added one of his own. No one writes on me with gold pens unless I ask. We fist bumped on it. That afternoon, Lena told me her upstairs tenant was moving out. It's not fancy, she said, but it smells like cinnamon, and no one will laugh at your kid. We took it. Leo called it home base. I let him paint the door red. Home base was a studio above Lena's cafe. The ceiling sloped on one side, the window faced a wall, and the shower had two temperatures, Arctic and lava. But Leo taped his drawings along the baseboard like a miniature gallery and said, "It's quiet fast in here." Quiet fast? Like safe, but zoomy. I didn't correct him. It was perfect. Each morning, I painted exteriors. Midday, I picked up Leo. Afternoons, we did spelling and snacks. Evenings, I touched up corners and patched our new life. We were no longer waiting for permission to exist. On Thursday, I passed a pawn shop. A second-hand kid's bike with a bent handlebars sat in the window. Price tag, $10. I bought it. Leo named it Thud, after the sound it made when you dropped it. That night, Mom texted from a new number. "Mom, you've made your point. Enough." Me, no reply. "Dad, your mother is sick over this. Just apologize and bring Leo." Me, apologies go to the child you humiliated. Then Tara broke her silence. Photo dump, Ethan on a bounce house. The iPhone box. A pile of gift envelopes. Caption: Community loves our golden one. I turned my phone off. Leo didn't see the post. He was too busy reading a book about paper airplanes and coloring a robot with a giant cupcake. He didn't know we were at war. That was the point. We built routines like fortresses. We made, sky loud, oatmeal with too much cinnamon. We checked library books by the armful. I found a contractor who paid cash and didn't ask questions. You show up. You cut clean. That's all I care about. I kept the receipts folder. Not to post. To remember. I wasn't overreacting. I was recovering. 2 months into our new life, Leo asked if he could have a real birthday party next year. Like with people and pizza and everything? Yeah, I said. With people who don't clap for someone else while you sit there holding a cupcake. He grinned. And a kite. I want the wind to show up again. I promised it would. That weekend, we biked to a park near the river. Thud held up surprisingly well. Leo called it the quietest ride with the loudest name. Midway through donut break, Ethan showed up. No warning. Just a sheepish 11-year-old standing 10 feet away, holding a crumpled paper bag. Tara stood behind him, sunglasses on, mouth tight. I told him it was up to him. She said. I didn't say anything. Ethan stepped forward and handed Leo the bag. Inside, a drawing. A robot holding a cupcake. No crown. No card. Just marker lines and an awkward sorry. Leo looked at me. I gave a tiny nod. He looked at Ethan. Do you want a donut? Ethan nodded. They sat on the step like a truce, not a friendship. But it was something. Tara hovered. She didn't meet my eyes. That was okay. This wasn't about her seeing me correctly. This was about my son seeing himself correctly. Later, after everyone left, Leo and I sat on the floor and opened small gifts from friends. Stickers. A paper airplane kit. Shark pencils. He held up the shark pencils like they were a trophy. Dad, he said. Do I have to be the golden one now? I smiled. No, I said. You just have to be Leo. He smiled back, the first one I'd seen that didn't check the room for permission. That night, I taped off one last wall in his room and rolled on the color he picked himself, a bright, ridiculous blue. He called it sky loud. It went on streaky, then settled into something beautiful. Just like us. Mom called again. Unknown number. I let it ring. Then came the voicemail. Chris, it's about family. Please. Just talk to me. I didn't reply. Not because I didn't care. Because I finally understood the pattern. Guilt as bait. Panic as leverage. Emotion as currency. Leo and I had built a small world with clean edges and soft mornings. I wasn't going to bulldoze that so someone else could feel in control again. The next day, I passed a bench outside the library where my dad used to wait with Leo on early out Wednesdays. It hit me harder than I expected. That version of my father, quiet, warm, knees creaking as he tied Leo's shoes, that version hadn't shown up in a long time. I sent a text. If you want to see Leo again, you start with an apology to him. Not me. No jokes. No excuses. You want back in? That's the key. Silence. Then 5 hours later. Dad, we'll talk about this when you're ready to be reasonable. I deleted it. That night, Leo and I made pancakes shaped like whales. We burned the first 3. Laughed so hard the neighbor knocked on the door just to check we were okay. We were. 2 days later, Tara posted another party recap. Ethan's new phone. A new banner. The caption. Some people disappear when things get hard. Others show up. We celebrate the ones who stay. I didn't reply. I forwarded it to my receipts folder. At the bottom of the post was a comment from a cousin I barely knew. Didn't Chris fund the last 3 birthdays though? No one replied to that either. The next morning I got a call. Not family. Not drama. It was Leo's teacher. I just wanted to say. She said gently. He's smiling more this semester. I almost cried. We weren't healed. But we were healing. A week after Leo's Rio birthday party, the one with donuts and wind and people who actually saw him, my mom showed up at Lena's cafe. Unannounced. She stood in the doorway, heels wobbling on the floorboards, holding a Ziploc bag of cookies like peace could be bartered with butter. Lena gave me the nod. Do you want me to handle this? Look. I shook my head. Chris, Mom said. Please. Just 5 minutes. I stepped out back with her. Leo was upstairs doing homework. Drawing rockets between math problems. She held the bag out. Leo likes peanut butter, right? I didn't take it. He likes safety more. Her face crumpled. We didn't know it would hurt him like that. You didn't ask. Silence. Then the line I knew was coming. We miss him. I nodded. So do better. She blinked. We didn't mean harm. You meant control. You meant image. You meant family loyalty as long as it looks good on Instagram. You handed my kid a card that told him to be someone else, and then you laughed. Tears welled. She clutched her purse like it might save her. I didn't write the card. You clapped. Another beat of silence. Then she said something so small I almost missed it. I thought, if we just showed love to the shiny one, the rest would catch the glow. I stared. Not angry. Just tired. Leo doesn't need reflection. He needs respect. She swallowed. What do I do? Start by telling him you were wrong. Not we. Not your sister. You. I don't want to lose him. I looked her in the eye. You already did. What you're asking is how to earn him back. She didn't argue. That was new. Back upstairs, Leo was taping a new drawing to the wall. A house with a red door. Us on the porch. A kite in the sky. I crouched beside him. Grandma's downstairs. He paused. Is she sad? Yeah. Is she sorry? She says she is. You get to decide what comes next. He thought for a long moment. Then, can we make rules? Yes. Okay. Rule 1. No jokes about cupcakes. Rule 2. She can't say golden one anymore. Done. Rule 3. He said. She has to eat a donut I pick. I grinned. Non-negotiable. We walked down together. Mom saw us and her eyes filled instantly. Hi, Leo. He didn't run into her arms. He stood. Why did you write that card? I didn't, baby. But you laughed. Her lip trembled. I was wrong. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to be someone else to be loved. He nodded. Okay. Eat this. He handed her a donut with the most ridiculous sprinkles imaginable. Blue stars, gummy worms, a single hot Cheeto on top. She didn't flinch. She took a bite. Leo smiled. Okay, he said. You can visit again. But we don't talk about Ethan unless I say it's okay. Deal. She looked at me. Thank you? Don't thank me. This was his call. Later that night, Leo added a fourth rule to the list he taped by his bed. Rule 4. Only people who clap for you get to stay. I left it there. We moved out of the studio that fall. Into a small 2-bedroom near a park. Leo picked the color for his room, electric sky. I let him paint one wall by himself. It looked like a Smurf had exploded. But it was his. I still painted houses. Still budgeted tight. Still drank cold coffee and patched other people's walls. But my kid? He laughed like he didn't need a crown. And I stopped apologizing for the space we took up. The family group chat stayed quiet. No new banners. No demands for drills. No crowns. No cards. Just the echo of a life we left behind. Sometimes, quiet is the loudest freedom. A month later, I got a letter in the mail from Ethan. Handwritten. Pencil smudged. Dear Uncle Chris. I didn't know it was Leo's birthday that day. I thought it was just mine. I'm sorry. I hope we can fly kites sometime. My mom says I'm not in trouble, but I feel like I am. Leo is cool. Tell him I like the robot Cupcake. I showed it to Leo. He read it. Nodded. Then he said, maybe next birthday, we invite him. But only if he doesn't bring a crown. Deal. And me? I learned that love doesn't come with a party hat. It comes with truth. With boundaries. With walls painted bright blue because your kid picked it. It comes with leaving when staying is easy but wrong. I'm not the golden one. I'm the dad who left with $50 and a bag of hope. And that was enough. We're not surviving anymore. We're home.